Um, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about all that. Just ironic that when I'm trying to do a video, suddenly Curtis just decided, hey, we're going to speed up on this guy. Anyway, I was watching Andre's Black Nerds and a few other videos talking about something we already found out about a couple months ago. And that was the Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers live-action CGI movie. Now, hold on. Now, what's funny about this is, what's funny about this is everybody is kind of, they're basically happy this is happening. Heck, I've talked about it. I've said I'm happy about it, given ideas. But I think, again, when I look at it, I still stick by what I said with Rescue Rangers. If you're going to do an origin story, you need to stick close to the original origin story in a sense. You need to have a similar plot line of how they got together. You need to have a similar case. It would be the first major case as a team. You need to have all that. You need to have those similarities. And yeah, you could change up the villains. It's like if you want to change Clardane's villain into the Fat Cat villain and thus keep that still a mystery to the city, then heck, go ahead and do it. But if you want to stick with the Clardane villain, or heck, you want to put Nimnol in Clardane's place, go ahead and do it. I think, honestly, though, it needs to be done in a way that pretty much significantly says, Rescue Ranger, this is the Rescue Rangers that you, the older fans, the Disney Afternoon fans, know. That this is the plot. This is basically similar, if not based or adapted from the same pilot that introduced you to the Rescue Rangers as a team. Or officially introduced you to the Rescue Rangers as a team. And I'm not saying that, I'm not saying when we saw Calories Not Included and Adventures in Babysitting, Adventures in Squirrel Sitting, I should say, that didn't introduce us to them. It did. It did, but it's more along the lines of, I'm basically talking more along the lines of, it didn't officially introduce us to them as the team they became. It didn't give us a true introduction of how they became who they are. And I truly believe that that's what the story needs to do. It needs to, hold on for a second. It needs to basically stick, like I said, with some of the original plot line of the To the Rescue miniseries. It needs to stick with it. It needs to have that similar plot. It needs to have that similar origin. And with a movie, you could do so much more. Let's take a look at that. You could do so much more. I mean, with a character like Gadget, if you will, or with a character like Gadget, you could do so much more with her now in her background, in her past, and kind of explain, because even Disney knows, even those at Disney know that with a movie you could do so much more. You could do so much more with a movie. And I think that's what they need to look at. They need to say, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to go and delve into her past. We're going to have her finally explain what happened to her father. And to me, you can do that unlike a kid's TV show, where you only got a hint of it. And even with the comics, where you got a bit of a hint of it, or you explored a little bit more, but still didn't know what happened. Here you can do that. Here you can do that, and I think they know that. And I'm hoping that they go in that direction. So that's what needs to be done. Another thing I think needs to be done, even though it's the pilot, not the pilot, but even though it'll be an origin story, a retelling of how they came together as a team, or a retelling of the first case together as a team. To me, what you need to do, what Disney needs to do, and what Marvel films need to do, what Disney and Marvel films need to do, well, basically what Disney and basically the people behind this movie need to do finally, is answer the question a lot of us longtime fans have always had. And that is, who is Gadget going to choose to be her boyfriend? Because, let's face it, you can't do a Disney film like this. I mean, you can, but not intentionally. You can't really do a Disney film like this, especially in this day and age, without it having some romantic entanglements. So, a romantic involvement. And to me, that's what they need to do. They need to finally use this movie not just as an origin story, because that'd be great, do an origin, but everybody knows that sometimes when you retell an origin, you can change it up a bit. And one of the things I think they need to do, if they're going to change it up a bit, is finally answer that question. Who will she choose? Will she choose Chip? Will she choose Dale? That's the way I look at it, and I think this would be the perfect opportunity. Now I know a lot of fans watching this are probably thinking, well, no, Brian, that's not the case. It can't be done. It cannot be done. It's going to ruin the aspect. Not really, because one of the things a lot of longtime fans, and they know this is true, have been wanting to see is seeing who Gadget would choose. And I think in all honesty, like I said, that's something that they need to explore. They need to explore that option and go in that direction. So, again, like I said, they need to explore and go in that direction. It's just my take on it, but I think it will be worth it in the end if they do this. It'll really be worth it in the end if they go in this direction. Why? Because if you go in this direction, not only will you have retold the origin in a new way, in a way that satisfies everybody, but you would have also finally answered the question. Hold on for a second. Let me check my time. 1:21, I got about 9 minutes. But like I said, you would have answered the question that a lot of fans have been wanting to have answered for a long time. And that is who she would choose. So, again, like I said, you need to, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, you need to keep the plot similar to what the original origin story was like, have similarities in there to it. Either how they meet, or either how they, basically how they meet, or you could just have them start the first case together, doesn't matter. You need to keep some parts of the original origin story, what it was about, what the first case, and what that first case in the origin story was about. You need to keep that all together. You need to keep that all as one in some way. You need to keep elements from that. You need to keep some of those elements in the movie. You need to put some of those elements in the movie from the original origin story. You need to go in that direction. You know what I mean? You need to go in that direction. And I think anybody watching this knows what I'm saying. You need to go in that direction. And with this movie, you could do a lot more with the characters. You could delve more into Gadget's past if you have to. Especially in finally finding out how a father died, if you want to do that. I mean, all these things that you only touched the surface on in the cartoon and kind of went beyond and kind of cracked the surface with in the comics, either the Disney ones or the Boom Studio ones. This is what you need to do with this is what you need to do full-fledged and full-on with the movie. You need to do all that. And again, like I said, you also need to finally answer that question of who she would choose. Would she choose Chip or Dale to be her love interest? That's what you need to do. Because, yeah, that might change up the origin a bit, but how many times have we seen an original origin story retold from different sources, and sometimes that origin story has the romance added in between two characters you wouldn't expect? Just saying. But that's just my take on it, and I think it needs to be done. Another thing I think needs to be done is, if you're going to hype this movie up and make it into a big deal, like it's already being hyped into because of the announcement, then I think what you need to do is, one, you need to complete the Rescue Rangers series by officially bringing out Volume 3 as a 2-disc DVD set. And I'm not talking, or as a 2, maybe 3-disc DVD set, and I'm not talking making it a Disney Movie Club exclusive. No, I'm talking full-out official retail version. Basically sold at retail stores like the one I work at, Target, Kmart, you name it. That's what you need to do. And if you make, and like I said, maybe you should make it, and like I said, maybe make it into a 3-disc set. Maybe make the 3rd disc sort of a behind-the-scenes deal. Basically, where you put the original making of special, the Chip and Dale Excellent Adventures, put that on the 3rd disc. Put the music video by the Jets on the 3rd disc. You know, put some new interviews with the original voice cast and directors and writers. You know, because to me, okay, I got 4 minutes. You know, because to me, that right there would really make the value of the 3rd volume go up and be worth getting for fans. And then at the same time, you could take that volume and you could take the other the first 2 3-disc volumes, put them together as a 9-disc complete series set and sell that. And again, people would, and again, don't do it as a Disney Movie Club exclusive. Do it as a straight out official retail version that gets sold in stores. And I guarantee you it will sell. I guarantee you it will sell. It will sell. And another thing I think you need to do, and this definitely needs to be done, is you need to adapt the 2 Boom Studio Comics arcs that were done when Disney teamed up with them. You need to do direct to DVD, Blu-ray, traditionally animated, like I say, direct to Blu-ray / DVD, digital HD, loose adaptions on the 2 Boom Studio Comics arcs that they did, and that is, what was it? I think it was the first one, of course, being worldwide adventure or something like that, and the other being slipping through the cracks. Those two arcs need to be done. They need to be done. They need to be adapted into traditional 2D animated feature films basically they need to be done as traditional 2D direct-to-video, direct-to-Blu-ray, DVD, digital HD animated films to help hype up the live-action CGI movie. I think these are things that need to be done, and they need to be done as soon as possible. Because the closer you get to the movie, the more you're going to run out of time. And you need, in my opinion, enough hype and enough publicity behind this movie to get even the newest fans. Hyped up and jazzed and hyped up for it. So that's just my opinion. I think you also need to bring out the Rescue Ranger characters, costume characters, or park characters again in the Disney parks, and start and just go from there. So that's just my opinion on what they need to do with the rescue, what they need to really do to help make this movie good and hype up this movie's release. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you agree or not. I'm heading off to work now. Comment below. God bless. Take care.